Hey guys, Thunder here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my other videos. Today we are back in The Sims and we're building, so let's get to it. Okay, so today we are finishing out like that little row of building of like businesses and places to go, community lots that I've been working on. So far I have a library, a toy store, and a diner. Not in that order because I think I mixed up the toy store and the diner. But today we are going to work on the museum. And I want this to be like a natural museum where you go and you learn about the different animals and plants and things. So that's what I'm going for. This is built on the municipal muses lot, and it is going to have to, I am going to have to split this up into two different videos because once I get done doing the outside and like the bathrooms, yeah. It was already a long video, and I did not want to have to make this an hour-long thing, so we're just gonna have to split it into two, possibly three, depending on how long it takes me to furnish the inside. So right now I'm just trying to do the floor plan, and I'm trying to remember what all I wanted to put in here. And I actually do forget that I wanted like the fossils and the crystals and all that stuff. So yeah, yeah. But we're gonna put in these stairs, and like I said, I'm just kind of trying to figure out really what to do and what can go where. And that's what I'm kind of like laying out right now. Okay, this is gonna be this room, this is gonna be this room. And I really wanted to have a like gift shop area. However, that might not work. Just because I did forget that I had to have bathrooms in this building as well. So yeah. That's what I'm putting in now. And then like I said, I'm just gonna kind of divide up the space and give me some more rooms to fill. And then we're just going to put in the subtle saucer lights for now until I can figure out what lights I want. And I do really like how the outside came out. I do want to add in a few other things to the outside. Like there's just a few things I want to add. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with how the outside came out. And just going to adjust this because I didn't realize that was still hanging over at the time. I'm just going to pull that in just so that there's a bigger bathroom. And then, yeah, like I said, it's just really going to be about doing some stuff. I really like putting the half walls instead of platforms just because I have more options as far as coloring the walls go. So, yeah, there is that as well. And that's what I'm doing right now. It's just kind of doing that. And I really wanted this to blend in with all of the other buildings that I had done. Like, the library is not that colorful, but the other two buildings are really colorful on the outside. And I really wanted like a fun entrance. I mean, this is a natural museum. Like, you're gonna have a lot of plants and stuff. So I kind of wanted to lead people in through these like rose bushes here, these rose walls, whatever they're called. I really like those. Those are from, I think, the Romantic Garden Pack. And like I said, I really like that. And then just kind of going through and finding some things. As I go, I kind of just put some stuff into the side area there. That's it's gonna end up being like a play area almost and a rest area for the parents. But it's still going to have those touches of like a natural museum garden would probably have. So, like I said, I'm just kind of throwing some stuff over there now. I don't use all of that, but I wanted it just in case because I I really just didn't want to lose it. So yeah. But I really like this bird statue. I really felt like that fit with the nature museum. I was looking for just some sort of statement piece almost out front. And then I kind of was like, okay, well, I don't want it to be blocking any windows, not that we have any at this point. And honestly, the windows that I do end up putting, it was a challenge. Just trying to pick some windows and stuff. I thought about putting this here, and honestly, that could have worked. I don't know. There was just something about it that I just wasn't feeling. So there was a certain statue I had in mind. I never did find it, but I did find this. I want to say this is from the Modern Lux kit, maybe. From a kit, I just don't know which one. And I sized it up a bunch. It looks like a really cool sign for the museum. And I'm going to end up putting like some flowers around it, so it's going to end up really, really cool looking. And I was so happy about that. Right now, I'm going to try to. I really wanted these around it, but I didn't want like the planter showing through. So I was going to raise them up through the basement. This was more of a pain than what it was going to be worth. So I just decided just to put some regular landscaping around it. I ended up going with these, and I think those are also from the Romantic Garden Pack. And then I'm just going to change up the swatches on them. And I think that's all I put over here, but I really like how it looks. I could have put some more around the sides, but I think it'll be fine with just those. And then, of course, I'm just going to grab a few other plants just to kind of put here and there. Really just to fill in these spaces because I feel like this type of museum would probably have like a lot of plants. I still need to put in a mailbox outside just because I think that that would be something that it would have. Obviously in The Sims you don't need it, but I do think I want to put it. And then I kind of want to put like some of those like shade I don't know what they're called. Those like tarp things that cover you and give you shade. I don't know what they're called, but I do want to put those. And I think I want to put a couple of chest tables just to kind of have it there. Um, just kind of putting some stuff on the roof. I did grab a couple of flags and things. That one detail on the roof is not going to stay just because I did not like how it looked once I started putting wallpaper on. Again, I really wanted to have a colorful exterior, and I do go with this green right here from base game. Although it does not look like it blends in with the diner or the uh, toy store very well. You can see the toy store next door, and I kind of wish now that I had not used the green on the outside of the toy store. Maybe I should have used a different color, just because I feel like that would have been better, and I feel like it would have worked better at that point. But I can't go back and change it. But I do change these two front pieces to this, like stacked stone almost. And then I'm just gonna get rid of that detailing on the roof. I didn't like it, so it needed to go. And then we're just gonna repaint everything that had unpainted green to back to this dark green. I really like it, and I just feel like this would be the right color for this museum. I just really do love it. And then just kind of trying to get a couple of trees in here and there. Again, I feel like the Natural Museum would have a lot of nature outside. And then kind of trying to figure out what I wanted around in here. So I am going to use the snail and the peacock and then that one like fountain in the middle. And then these three things, although they don't stay here, they do stay. And then I'm just going to save because I had a crash recently and yeah, now I'm paranoid about it crashing again. So that may just be something that you see a lot of from now on. I usually don't have that many crashing issues, but now I'm kind of a little paranoid about it. But I'm going to put in this monkey bar set. It's so cute with the flowers and vines and stuff on it. Really love it. And I might go back and put in like a bird bath or a bird feeder or something somewhere. I also really wanted a swing set, and I thought we had one that had like a bunch of flowers on it. But the only one I could find, I didn't really like the look of for this particular building. So yeah. I also might go back in and add like some bees somewhere just because nature museum, it seems like that might be something that they would have. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this door. At this point I did not realize that the bottom floor was medium wall height. Later on I will attempt to change it to small wall height, but it was just gonna mess with so many things and it just wasn't worth it to me at that point. I'm just putting in these archways because I feel like that would be what would be in between the rooms. I don't feel like you would have, like, our local museum does not have doors in between the rooms. You just kind of flow through the museum into the different rooms. And I did pick this railing from, I want to say that is from, I know it's from a kit. I want to say it's the Courtyard or Oasis kit. I do also decide to make a couple of different bathrooms up here just because I feel like that would probably be what would be happening. I mean, I am also going to make them smaller just because of the fact that, um, honestly, I just feel like they would be. And then I did put in a door to this other room. I'm not really certain if that's going to be like an office or if that's where I'm going to make a gift shop almost, but I did decide to put in some toddler stuff too because I feel like you're probably going to be bringing your toddlers with you. So I did end up putting in this slide in the ball pit. And this is where I moved these three things. I just wanted the slide and the ball pit to kind of be closer together, but I did not want the toddler sliding straight into the fountain because I just felt like that would probably not work. And then we're just going to put in these benches. They don't look the most comfortable, but you know, honestly, they're kind of just there for the Sims to be able to watch their kids play. So, and I have to say, I was really glad I was able to get this peacock in here because I don't think I've ever used that in a single other build, and I was really happy to be able to use it. Like that was just so much fun being able to use it, and I just feel like that would be something that would be in this space. Next, I'm just gonna kind of add in some flowers here and there. Again, I feel like the Nature Museum would probably have a good bit of flowers. Um, just gonna add some around the tree, like poking through the sides of the tree. Not all the way around, not too many, just a few here and there. And then just gonna change up a couple of swatches just to sort of have it be colorful. I feel like they wouldn't have just the same old flowers every single time. They would have some color. So again, just gonna do that here over here too. Just gonna kind of put in some bushes, some flowers, and over in this corner as well. And just gonna change the swatches, and I really do love how this turned out. I feel like it really was just so pretty. And then just gonna kind of move that. I liked where it ended up, so yeah. And then like I said, just gonna go through and change swatches on it. And I know that one has purple like leaves and stuff, but I kind of liked it. I thought it showed a good variety of plants. So then just figuring out I really need to make sure that these weren't like bumping through anything. So yeah. Over here, again, plants. I really do love how this all turned out. I am going to move the snail pack just a little bit to make sure he's not in anything. So, but yeah, I really love how the outside turned out. And honestly, that was all I was thinking I was going to put over there. And then I did put a dumpster just because I feel like a dumpster is useful on all community lots. I really just do. And I put up this like hedge fence. So I just felt like this was the best use of it. And that this was probably just for the best. And probably back here as well, where I will put like some of the chess tables and things. I was trying to figure out what else to put back here, but I don't even know if I leave that tree. Yeah, I do. Okay, so yeah, I'll probably just put like some chess tables and stuff back there. Um, Up front here, I just kind of put a couple of bushes on either side of the gate. There really wasn't much else to put out front, but this little area, this is where I imagine that you're walking in. And at first I chose this door, but I just really did not like the light green with the dark green. So I kept looking, and I came across this door from the Life and Death pack. I'm still not totally certain about that door just because there's like no way for you to actually see in. And I feel like that would probably be important. I did put like these planters over here, and I was going to put them all the way up, but I did not like the black planter box being able to be seen. I did, however, use this item from the Blooming Rooms kit. This is like the first time I've been able to use that item as well, just because it's huge. And I felt like that really was just a perfect space for it. And then, honestly, like I said, trying to figure out where to start next was a difficult choice. So I decided to go ahead and try and put in windows. And yeah, I really wanted like some big windows out front, but because I had put the sign where I did and then that bird sculpture where I did, it was kind of a little weird trying to put windows in. Plus, I didn't really want windows in the bathroom just because that seems like it'd be even weirder. So I do end up putting in a couple of windows from Growing Together, I believe. Just trying out different windows here and there. Like I said, I really wanted some some big windows here. I really did. And I wanted big windows on the entire, at least the entire main floor. I, I think these are the only two that I got that was big windows. Just because it wasn't working otherwise. And then trying to match the wood color on these first windows that I picked because I was really happy with those. But trying to match that was just a no. So I think I got pretty close to matching it though. Again, I'm kind of just trying to figure out what I want to do here because I wasn't really imagining small windows or anything. I think I go with these from base game around. Like this is the only other window I pick. I just kind of put it around just because it's like I don't really know what else to put. And again, I'm trying to avoid bathrooms and yeah. So, just trying to figure out where to place everything was an interesting choice. This is where I'm realizing about the wall height, but I didn't really want to have to go back and fix all the windows, so I left it. I'm sure I can come up with plenty to help that out. And then I kind of did just take a window away, and I'm just kind of trying to even those windows out. They're not totally even, but they will do just fine because the building is not totally even. So then we're just going to change up the paint on the roofing. I don't really remember which one I go for. I think I go for more of a darker swatch or a lighter one. Oh, yeah, I go for the lighter one apparently. I thought it was darker, but then just kind of a wood for the trim. And again, just trying to figure out, okay, well, what's going to be next? There's this one wallpaper that I really love to use as bathroom tiles. It's from high school years. It's those like hexagon ones. This one right here. And this color with the yellow, the orange, and the green was just so perfect. I really liked it, so I used it for all the bathrooms. And this is where I'm kind of trying to figure out, okay, well, what's going to be where? And I just shrank that room in. Like I said, I had a general idea, but trying to remember everything that I wanted to put in was a difficult option. And then just trying to figure out what kind of tiles I wanted to use in the bathrooms. I just opted for like white hexagons. So there is that as well. And then just kind of trying to figure out, okay, well, what do I want everywhere else? And I was going to originally do different flooring in the different rooms, but I do go back and just make it all the same flooring because honestly, it was just better that way. And I don't think that the museum would have different flooring for each of the different rooms. So I just kind of went back and made all of it the same flooring. So then it was just like, okay, well, where do I start? This is like a huge build. So it's like, okay, where do I start? And I really wanted all ages to be welcome here. So I do put in these infant mats. Your Sims can bring their infants. There are also changing tables. There are no cribs. Sorry, but you can't be bringing your infant and leaving them to sleep in the museum. You can bring a playpen with you and let them sleep in there if you want. But this first room, I'm imagining is going to be for the fish. Like, I really think this is going to be for fish. And then the second room, I think I was imagining insects or, yeah, insects in that one. And then frogs in the next one. And then just trying to figure out the wallpaper for like the gift shop slash office. I'm still not certain which one that's going to be for the entry, and then the hallway there. This one I kind of just wanted like a jungly wallpaper, so I do go with that because, like I said, that's going to be for the uh, frogs and insects. I think I said. Now up here is kind of where I lost the theming of stuff. I did put in like this mural wallpaper from the storybook nursery kit. And then over here, I was just thinking that that was just going to be art for the adults and teens, and then that this room would be like an art room for the children. Like I said, I forgot that I wanted to add in crystals and fossils and all of that stuff. So yeah, but I am going to go back and wallpaper is subject to change. So over here, I was thinking, okay, well, maybe this is gardening. And then this room, I was thinking, well, maybe this is like a classroom or something where you can learn stuff, or like a conference room. I don't know. It's probably going to change just because, like I said, I did forget about a few things. I also want to do like a room for the space stuff. And then I'm just going to be putting in bathroom stuff. All of these bathrooms are going to be pretty much the same. I am going to shrink these 4 up here because they don't need to be that big. And I might shrink the 2 downstairs. I can't remember. So then we're just going to grab the sinks just across the entire, all of them. They're each going to get, this is where I was looking for that changing table for the infants. I could not find it where I thought it would be, but I finally found it in the toddler and infant section in the, where I usually go to look for toys. So yeah. Only 2 of these bathrooms up here have that though. And then the 2 down, I believe in both bathrooms downstairs they have them. So we're just going to put in mirrors. And I kind of just went with doing all of them at the same time. We're going to get trash cans in all 4 of them. And again, the 2 downstairs are I'm going to show it, but it's going to be like just basically the same stuff. And then I was wanting the debug stuff from Get Together. So the hand sanitizer and then the paper towels that they have. So I did put on bb.show hidden objects and bb.show live edit objects. I did mess up the first time, as you saw. But yeah. So just going to put these in here. Just going to have those, just there. And I think I do go back and put in, and then I'm going to put a couple of them on the wall just so I don't have to keep having looking for them or anything. I do go back in and I put in some soap dispensers on the sinks. And then I'm just going to copy everything I used up here and put it off to the side here just so I could just like throw it in to the other bathrooms downstairs. That was literally what I was doing there, and realized that that plant was still poking through. And then yeah, I shrank this. I'm going to end up shrinking, I think, the other one as well. And I'm pretty certain that all of this should still be functional. I have not tested it yet just because I am not done with doing it yet. But yeah. And I had to keep putting the walls up and down because stuff kept disappearing. And again, yeah. And then it was really just like, okay, well, I forgot the toilet paper. And so I'm just going to straighten this bathroom as well. They did not need to be that big. So just going to put the toilet paper up here. And by the time I got done with doing these bathrooms, it was like, okay, well, that was a very long build. And I still have to furnish the rest of the inside. So just going to copy like I said, bathrooms identical down to the tiles. I could have made it a little bit different and had it be themed or whatever, but there was no need for that. And then just going to move these 2 things over here. And yeah. So that is the start of a museum. It's going to be called Magnolia Museum. Once it is finished, it will be available for download on my gallery. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my other videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone!